hope this video is recording. And I don't know what hairstyle to do for this video. Let's see. Unless I thought that this one was going to be fine, but yeah, we need a little bit of that thing. Hi guys, welcome to hi guys, welcome to another car chit chat. Welcome to episode 7. Am I proud of myself? Yes. Am I proud of us? Yes. Like, this year has been like one of those years whereby we just living it and cruising. Like, even when people ask me like, how is the year going? What are you gonna do this year? What are you gonna do next year? I'll just say I'm cruising it, because I am literally cruising it, you know. Without making this video long, today's topic is balancing work and academics, balancing work and studying. I thought maybe my experience would help somebody out there, so I thought let me just come and explain to you. So after I was done with my degree, my bachelor's degree, I did my honors, and then during my honors I was also studying full time. I know I told my lecturers and I was not working, but I was. Sorry for lying if you come across this video one day in the future. But yes, when I started I was not working, I was job hunting. Yeah. What's going on with my lips? Okay, all right, where was I? So studying and working. So I was doing my honors and working full-time for the first time in this profession. It was not easy, guys. It was not easy. I remember the late nights and the early mornings, and back then I was not driving. And if you know where Kraaifontein is, I used to stay in Kraaifontein, and I had to go to campus. There was a lecturer that wanted us to be on campus. This was just after COVID, yeah. So back then people were still flexible in terms of studying, but our lecturer for the one module wanted us to be there on campus after 4. I think our class started at 5 until 7 in the evening. Yes, or if of 8, I'm not sure, because I remember there was a time I used to get home around 9. So listen carefully, okay guys. So this is just a mini background so that you could see how much I struggled. So what happened was, after work we used to finish at 3. After work immediately, this is before I got a guy that used to help me. So after work immediately I would go take a taxi, go to Bellville, take another taxi to UWC. Guys, I would get to class around 5. I mean at 5. I was early. Like, one thing about me, I was early for my classes because I knew Anna, I cannot be late for my classes. So I was early for my class, and my classes used to end after 7, and then 7:30. Then I'll get home around 9, because obviously when you stay in Kraaifontein, that way the taxis, these people are making so much noise, and I hope it's not loud for my video. And that's about, out of all places, why do they choose to sit Lana? Because can back what do you guys think? Because one thing about me, but okay, let me just control myself and maybe let me speak a little bit louder. So I used to get home after 9, and then after 9, when I got home, obviously I would want to take a bath. I had to prepare for class, because I used to teach 3 classes, both maths and natural sciences, and I had one creative, what do they call it now, creative arts class. So I had to prepare, because this was my first year working, so I had to prepare, because now one thing about me, I want to be on point when I'm in front of people, or when I'm in front of learners. I want to know what I'm talking about. Especially, I majored in maths and science, but I'm more stronger with the maths side. What do I mean I'm much stronger? I can just wake up and start teaching maths, like literally any topic. I can just, but when it comes to natural science, you need to know the terminology, you need to know everything. So you need to read, and guys, we teachers, but we just facilitate the work. We read it from the textbook, and you understand it, and then you explain it. So obviously I had to know prior knowledge of what am I going to speak about when it comes to natural science, because these are kids, I used to work with kids, so I had to think outside the box, all of that. And they had no textbook, so I had to make the the learning situation environment very much interesting. So I had to be creative. I had to make notes. But back in the days, a teacher would like write notes and then you go make copies of them. So that's what I used to do. Yes, it was a. I think it was a growing school at that stage. Now it was fully developed because you're like it's doing wonders, and I am proud of it. But anyways, we are not there. So now this is just a background story of I started working full time and I started studying full time. The problem came in June. In June, in winter, when it was dark. But luckily, where I used to work previously, there a colleague was also doing the same course because we met in class. And then I used to work where in my area. So what I would do now, I would first get home and go wait for him in the main road. So it was a hassle bageti. So I would go home, communicate, but are you leaving work now? And then he's like, yes, he's leaving work. Then I have to go to the four-way stop. After I get to the four-way stop, they wait for him, and then we drive together. And then after class was a problem, guys. It was dark and I used to be asked the lecturer about, ma'am, can I please just leave early? Guys, she was strict and we used to leave while it was dark. Like, oh, it was intense. But I think everything in life happens for a reason, because it motivated me one day to, not even one day, that very year it motivated me to get a car, because I was like, I'm not gonna struggle like this. And so what I'm trying to say, working and studying is not easy, guys. Like, there was a time I would ask my mom to help me mark. Guys, Okum to Aileen was supposed to be a teacher now. What I mean, like, with natural science, multiple choices, A, B, C, D, A, B, C, D, should mark that. Guys, I have to be honest, because it was a lot. It was a lot. It was a lot for my first year. And my classes were like full packed, like 48, 52. I'm telling you, 52. I remember this one time, like, I had heels on, then I had this class, and Jonga Bangen, they were packed, there were a lot, they were making noise, Sana. They could not hear me. Jonga, I removed my heels, Sana. I was a heel girl. I removed my heels about bare feet, and that he kept quiet, because it was a semi-rough school back then, Yabona. So it was intense. So what I'm trying to say, let's go back to the major, this juicy part of this whole entire thing. When you want to work and study, you need to know that you need to be mentally prepared. You need to be mentally prepared. You need to be physically, emotionally prepared, because it's going to drain you. Like, it is going to drain you, because you're gonna have, and also you need to be one person that keeps a proper structure, because when you're studying full time, obviously you have 8 to 14 modules, I don't remember, meaning that every week you have a different class, and maybe you meet once a week. Meeting once a week, if you don't follow procedure, if you don't keep track, you're gonna be lost. You're gonna be so lost, because we had class once a week or once every 2 weeks, something like that, meaning that you need to make notes yourself, you need to study yourself. So it's more of like a self-study, even though you have a lecture. And then also when it comes to your research proposal, you have an allocated supervisor. We had an opportunity to choose a supervisor. I chose a supervisor based on, I didn't want to, how can I say it? Okay, I can't explain why I chose him, but I chose a certain lecturer that I had in year 2 for maths. I just liked the way he explained maths, and I liked the fact that he was strict, yabona. And also, I didn't want to choose somebody where it's, and let me not explain deep why I chose him, but I just chose a male because I did well in his subject, okay, guys. But okay, he was very strict. I think everything happens for a reason in life, but I just chose him. We had an opportunity to choose a lecturer, a supervisor. And yeah, we had a very good relationship. He was strict, son. If he says we are meeting at this time, you had to meet this time. Like, if if he says he wants your report this time, your report has to be there. He was very dedicated. Like, the communication was just perfect. I wouldn't say we had a problem or issue. I know it was very smooth. It was very smooth. And yeah. So what I'm trying to say is, when you want to study full time and work, how to juggle between work and study. This is postgraduate, obviously, not undergrad. Postgrad. I'm referring to postgrad. You need to be prepared mentally, emotionally, physically. And then your circle matters. The people that you surround yourself with matters a lot. Sorry, guys, for not looking at the camera. I'm just being very observant now. So your circle matters. Now my circle was very supportive. I had my parents, I had my sisters, I had my friends. Chinguya, Tanya was there for me, guys. I had my husband. Okay, then I was not married. I only got married Guys, I don't know what was I thinking, guys. I was studying full time, I was working full time, and I got married the very same year. Yeah, Eva. And I was also, guys, I was jungling. Ibona lanto, like when you start working you just want everything. I was jungling sana, and I was learning how to drive yonke lonto. Hey, bengiphithizela nje, bengiphithizela. So it goes back to, I believe in hard working. Like I feel like I fully stimulated myself during that year, and it all began with mentally preparing myself, emotional. I wouldn't say physically because I was not working out back then. So I feel like your circle matters, the people around you matters, because you will need that support. Because also the people that I started with, most of them, okay, it was a mixture of full time and part time. So obviously the part time was doing half the modules, and then we were doing all the modules. So some of the part time people even couldn't finish the course. They gave up along the way. But I hope somewhere out there they went back. I just hope they went back, because it is doable. It is doable, but I wouldn't suggest a person to do honors full time as a teacher while working full time. I would suggest do it part time, because the stress is a lot, especially if you have a family. Nah, I didn't have kids, nothing whatsoever, and my support system was very good, you know. So I think that's what helped me a lot, my circle. So I wouldn't suggest, even like I even told people, like, don't do it full time, do it part time rather. Anyway, it drags, but also with doing it full time, my results, I was just doing bare minimum. It was not my real. I'm one girl that I believe in having A's. Like I just want to have A's, and A's. We can never be, but my results were not what I wanted them to be. It was just bare minimum, because obviously I was doing bare minimum of everything, you know. I was just doing to survive. But I was putting effort, but I could have put in more effort. But I'm just grateful that I do qualify to study further with my marks that I got. But it was just bare minimum, because I know myself, I can do better. I can do more. If I compare my undergrad and my postgrad marks, they're not the same. But one thing that I've learned, one of my lecturers told me about Gracie, in life, it's not always about the marks. It's not always about getting the A's. Guys, Nandandikala, undergrad, I used to cry if I got maybe 89 or something, because I wanted more. I would go and consult, but why did I get a half a mark here? That type of person, that's how I was. I think I just wanted 100% on my 97, bam, on my 18 or something. But one thing I've realized, she then told me, no, Grace, life is not about results. It's about you learning learning and acquiring the skills in life. Because at the end of the day, when you go to a workplace, nobody's gonna know you got whatever percentage or whatever percentage. It won't be written on your forehead, but now you got this. So it's always about acquiring the skill, you know. And they should always suggested, but it's always good for you to first work, gain some experience here and there. Don't stay in one place. And I took it seriously. Don't stay in one place when you're working. Like be versatile. What's the word? Yeah, be out there. You know, be out there. And then, because as you grow in life, your perspective change. That is true. I did my honors in mathematics education. Like, guys, I used to be that girl, but I love maths. Like everyone, even my sister's friend, be like, no, why didn't you do stats? But I've realized as I grow, I'm no longer that much into maths. You know, I've grown, I've evolved. Like, I have different perspective towards life, which is a good thing, you know. So I'm just trying to let somebody out know. Let me speak slowly. So I'm just trying to let somebody out there know that just because you're done studying now doesn't necessarily mean do your honors immediately, because your perspective towards life, your interests will change. So first work for maybe 2 or 3 years and see how things goes. Because even for my masters, I did apply for masters in mathematics education, and then somehow, I think it was because of God, like I just deferred the course, and now my interest has totally changed. As I already told you, I'm no longer interested in maths, and also I do have science, but I'm no longer interested in science that much. I love nature and I love all the things about science, but my passion is no longer there. My passion have diverted, you know. So what I would suggest, or what I would advise to somebody out there, if you are working and studying, you need to let the people know around you that you are working and studying. And it's better to also study 2 years part-time rather than full-time. If you have a family, or you know your circumstances. But if you know you can do it full-time, go for it. I wouldn't stop you, because I'm like, if I can do it, you can also do it. Anything is possible. So juggling work and study was not easy, guys, but I'm grateful for everything. And obviously after I got my my degree, everyone used to say just a piece of paper, guys. It's not a piece of paper. You feel good like walking on that stage. It feels so good, guys. Man, I walked on that set like Queen Elizabeth and said, the rector, yeah, guys, my emotions was everywhere. The rector whispered something in my ear. Everyone wanted to know what he said. Angizwanga lutho, angizwanga. I don't remember what he said in my ear. All I know, I took my time walking there, waving. Eva. But the outcome is nice. The outcome is nice. I don't want to lie. The outcome is beautiful. So if you want to work and study, go for it. But take your time. Remember, in this life, you're only focusing on your lane. Focus on your lane. Forget about other people, because we all have a different life path, I used to be, okay, last year I was like, hey, but why didn't I do my master's? Why did I defer? But I've realized everything happens for a reason in this life. Okay, guys, that is all for today. I hope you picked one or two in this mini short car chit chat. I feel like I went beyond my time limit, but it's okay.